Oh well, hello there, everyone in YouTube land. My name is Blizzard Raptor. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Leave a like on the videos that you watch, and feel free to leave a comment. I do respond to comments. I like talking to people. This is Assassin's Creed 3, and if you remember, the last time we left off, we had just saved George Washington from assassination. We had spent time in prison. We got rid of Thomas Hickey, putting an end to his little counterfeiting ring, and I believe we are now going to have a lovely little
I'm sure the whole endeavor will
commendation for saving the Commander-in-Chief.
But to have come this far, well, it's more than I ever expected.
The people yearned for freedom but feared to grab hold of it. That fear is gone now.
Thanks to you?
No. This they did on their own.
You diminish your role. But you have always been of humble heart.
I do what is right. No more, no less.
You cannot tell him.
I have to. Otherwise, he will never be safe.
He is safer not knowing. By planting the seeds of doubt, you threaten to topple his entire endeavor. If Washington is paralyzed, Charles Lee will strike. You'll cause the very thing you aim to prevent. Hunt the Templars, as is your duty. But do not drag these men into it.
Wise words there from Achilles. We cannot afford to drag
We must now
the
all
great
hang
man
together.
into this Templar
Yes,
versus Assassins.
We must indeed all hang together. Or most assuredly, we
The
shall all
Declaration of
hang
Independence.
separately.
You are once more our savior.
I must speak with the commander.
He's gone to try and hold New York. The British intend to take it. I fear we'll need to recall our men from Quebec as well. It's one thing to declare our independence. Now, my friend, we must make it so.
Brave men. Very brave men. And their bravery would inspire the French in about 20 years' time. Ish, give or take. Yeah, 1789 to 1792.
Everything all right?
Sean has located a second power source. I've asked Rebecca to charter a flight for us.
Where to?
Brazil.
Ah, I vaguely remember this one. This is a sneaking mission. This is the most gameplay I think Desmond really gets. Or maybe Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. But it's a shame because I think Desmond could have done a game on his own, a present day game.
You there, Rebecca?
Bad reception. Can you hear me?
Well, glad to see that's working. Guess I'll try you back when I'm topside.
So I don't know if you noticed, but there's wanted posters of me everywhere. So the Templars know I'm coming. Well, do they? Probably. They seem to be very good at figuring out what the assassins need and where they'll go. So if I've nicked one power source, chances are they'll double down on the other power sources. So they're bound to know that I'm coming, just not when. Hence the wanted posters. Ooh, a checkpoint. Yeah.
You copy now?
Loud and clear.
What's the plan?
According to our intel, the power source is being worn as a bracelet by some tycoon's trophy wife. We're working on pinpointing her location, but she's most likely inside a VIP booth on the stadium's upper level. I'll update you when I know more.
How to find a ticket. Bilhete?
We don't have time to play nice. Steal someone else's.
Bit of a dick move, don't you think?
Well, I guess you could try and sneak past security instead.
I'm not sure if this is optional. No, yeah, you don't have to steal someone's ticket. You just do the whole sneak past security. I do remember this bit.
That doesn't look like normal security.
Because it isn't. Those are Abstergo agents. Cross is probably here too. You need to be careful.
Into the bushes we go. These do hide Desmond, even although I don't get the indicator above my head. The reason I don't get the indicator is because this is real life. The indicator above, well, this is supposed to be the real world. Desmond's the present day real world unplugged assassin. So I don't get social status indicators like my blending icon or my hidden icon above my head because they are animus tools for Desmond to recognise when he's hidden and when he's not. When obviously when he's unplugged from the animus, he's not going to get any of that, hence why I don't have a HUD. So there's the two guards. Walk in now.
Your target's definitely in the VIP area. The entrance is at the end of this concourse.
Você viu este homem? Chame a segurança imediatamente se o vir.
Somebody sort of sees me. Yeah, thought so. Still sort of sees me. Do I get... Yes, there we go.
Stick with the crowd and security will never spot you.
Yeah. So it's slightly more difficult, I think, but a much more interesting premise.
Great. They've set up a checkpoint.
Abstergo agent. Don't let them see you.
Okay.
Stick close to the crowd and you should be okay. Or look for a way around it.
Seriously, what is the deal with stadiums and piss troughs? It's disgusting. And who thought they were a good idea?
Troughs are time and cost efficient.
I don't even see a stall in here. What if I have to take a dump?
Yeah, please just mute the microphone if you do.
Eu não posso. Ele sumiu. Mas ele não poderia ter ido longe. Eu vi ele faz pouco tempo.
So I've been seen.
Watch your back, they're on you.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm close. Shit. Another checkpoint.
You're gonna have to find another way around. Security's too tight.
Se não me deixar entrar, vou perder o emprego. Temos que verificar sua identidade. Como assim? Trabalho aqui há 15 anos e nunca vi nada como isso. Quem vocês pensam que são? Sugiro abaixar o som de voz.
So that's the VIP bit. I'm wondering if my way in is out here. Yeah, there we go.
Que bando de merdinhas! Passam 20 minutos simulando sexo anal e fatura milhões. Eu quebro as costas trabalhando 80 horas por semana para tirar 100 pratas e olha lá. Agora tenho que ficar aqui. Só alguns centavos.
Some thug wearing a suit. I think that's meant to be Cross.
A gente não queria que acontecesse. Só aconteceu. Sinto muito.
Sente muito? Ela é minha irmã, cara! A porra da minha irmãzinha!
A gente se ama. Pronto, tá aí, tá dito. A gente se ama e já faz muito tempo.
In we go. That was easier than I expected it to be.
Almost there, Desmond. She's just on the other side of the stadium.
Other side?
Abstergo agent. Up ahead. So we'll watch him. think he's going to turn round shortly, so we'll jump in with these guys. Listen to their fascinating conversation if we don't get to. We'll let him get back there. It's pretty good. I think I truly do believe that a standalone Assassin's Creed game with Desmond where you have very little help.
Use the catwalks to get across.
Except for Rebecca in your ear. Like... Is it a UFC fight? Yes. Yeah, a standalone Desmond game would have been brilliant. I'd have played that. I know a lot of people that would have played that.
Power source should be in one of the rooms up here.
Which one? Oh, across. There. Excuse me. I normally mute the mic for those, but it's just me clearing my throat, so hopefully that hasn't blown your eardrums out. Look at the size of the bottles they're drinking from. I think they're meant to be magnums of champagne. That's Cross.
If he gets away with the artifact, we're screwed. You can't let that happen.
Get the fuck out of my way!
The garden, Desmond. Head to the garden.
Jesus Christ, stop screaming!
Right. Oh no! I gave him that hit. Ah, I gave him that one as well, yeah. Why can't I hit him when he's down? Yes.
Ali está.
Better move. Okay, head for the metro. I'll hold the train for you.
Time to leave. Metro's this way. Then what way? This way? No! Damn it. There we go. Woo. Couldn't get round the corner very well there. Got the power source though. I tell you what, that felt really close. I'm not gonna lie. Oh dearie dear. Good fun though. I like these Desmond missions. They add a bit of flavour and a bit of urgency to the story. A lot of people criticised Assassin's Creed for constantly mishmashing between the two timelines.
We can get back to Connor whenever you're ready, Desmond. Unless you want to plug in the power source first. Up to you.
I'll plug in the power source first, because it gives me a chance to talk about the... So yeah, one of the criticisms that was levelled at the series by this point was that Desmond... It's this way. Was that Desmond's story didn't get... There wasn't enough development in the story. You got these deep historical narratives set in key turning points in history, and yet as Desmond, all you got was this sort of semi-urgent, yeah, by the way, you're gonna have to save the world, but we're not gonna quite tell you enough about the disaster until about 2 games in, or 3 games in, or however many games it was. So I think a lot of people, by the time his story had become a bit more well-rounded, people were switched off to it. But basically, Desmond's overarching narrative has always been, he's been a prisoner of Abstergo. He's being used to find artifacts for the Templars to use as means of controlling the population. And Desmond, no, that's down. It must be this way. And Desmond is trying to get free, and then you find out that Desmond is not only an assassin, but one of the last, must be through here, one of the last surviving, nope, it's not through there, okay. There's a way to get to this, I just can't remember what it is. Because that's it across there. Oh, maybe I'll figure it out as I'm talking. Anyway, so yeah, Desmond's story has always been about saving the world, but I think in the beginning, when they initially wrote the first Assassin's Creed, it was more about revealing the Templar versus assassin plot, and then giving fans a reason to enjoy playing as Desmond. I still really like it. I genuinely do. I don't have a problem with... Oh, I think I'm dead. Am I? No. I'm just way down the bottom here now. Right, back up we go. Yeah, so, sorry, I'm rambling a bit, but Desmond's story's always given the kind of urgency to the historical events. The context is that Desmond has to visit these ancestors' lives in order to save the future from imminent disaster. And then they use Ezio as a conduit, so that the first civilization can tell him, hey, by the way, your civilization's in danger. And you need to quickly figure out how to save the world, or your world's gonna end. There's got to be a way to get higher up. I just can't figure out what it... wait a minute. Is it here? Oh, it's too high for him to climb. I've forgotten how to get up this bit. It's definitely not here. It's not that. That's just down. Well, let's try down and see. Oh, it was just here. There's no point. Right, maybe I'll just go back to being Connor just now, because I don't see the natural path this time. I know the power source is there, but I lack the means to get to it. which is a bit frustrating. Highly irritating. Because this was the only bit that opened up. So it's not like there's another bit I can go to. I'll maybe try and figure that out. See, I don't want to figure it out off camera because you're going to get some exposition for the story. I don't think there's anywhere else you can go just now. I'll double check up here, but... no.
Oh, unbelievable.
What's up?
Your politicians are constantly referencing the Founding Fathers and insisting they must have been in support of one thing or another. I have never seen such a blatant disregard for history.
That's just typical political propaganda.
It's also dishonest and delusional. How can anyone claim to know what these people wanted based off scraps of paper and wishful thinking?
They're looking for intent. What these men envision for our country and its future.
Idealistic and unlikely. I don't think most of your presidents and senators and judges care what the founders thought. They just want to know how they can bend old words to achieve modern goals. Who cares if they were deists or theists or wanted a central bank? Why do people need the validation? What should matter is what you, as an individual, believe and why you believe it. What, are we so insecure that we have to find 18th century letters to validate our beliefs? Oh, look, Mum, a dead man agreed with me. Maybe. If you transpose the letters in his shopping list, you can plainly see he was on my side.
Jesus, Sean. It's a cynical way to look at it.
Doesn't make it less true.
I mean, I was about to say that Desmond kind of knows what these guys thought because he was there. He can view the past events through the life he shares with his ancestor. Right, back to it. Let's go, because I can't find my way to that, so we will jump back into Connor.
Oh, look at that. I found a third power source.
Already?
It popped up in an earlier search, but I've only just managed to confirm it.
Where?
There's a museum in Cairo with one on display.
I guess Connor will have to wait.
No, you stay. We need to find that key, and time is running out. I'll make the trip.
What about Cross?
Everything's going to be fine. I'll be back soon.
Ready when you are, Desmond.
Now, his dad did train him.
The air is still and sharp with grim expectation. The others sense it too and go about their work with uncommon urgency. I would like to help them, but more pressing matters now demand my attention. The Templars have targeted George Washington directly, and will not rest until he is dead. I had hoped to shield him from this knowledge, but Thomas Hickey ended any hope I had of staying silent. And so I have resolved to share everything I know of the Templars and their plots, of who I really am. Achilles finds fault in this, and we argue every day, but there is simply too much now at stake to maintain restraint.
I don't know, I agree with Achilles.
Don't do this, Connor!
Then what would you propose we do? Sit and watch while the Templars take control? We are sworn to stop them, or have you forgotten?
Assassins are meant to be quiet, precise. We do not go announcing conspiracies from the rooftops to all who pass by.
Who are you to lecture anyone? You locked yourself away in this crumbling heap and gave up on the Brotherhood entirely. Since the day I arrived, you've done nothing but discourage me. And on the rare occasions you've chosen to help, you've done so little, you may as well have done nothing at all.
How dare you!
Then tell me, on whose watch did the Brotherhood falter? Whose inaction allowed the Templar Order to grow so large that it now controls an entire nation?
If I sought to dissuade you, it was because you knew nothing. If I was reluctant to contribute, it was because you were naive. 1,000 times you would have died and taken God knows how many with you. Let me tell you something, Connor. Life is not a fairy tale, and there are no happy endings.
No. Not when men like you are left in charge.
In your haste to save the world, boy, take care you don't destroy it. Ha!
So this is another thing that becomes a running theme through some of these games, especially the next three that would come out. Assassin's Creed Liberation, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag all feature people who are disillusioned with the Assassin's Order in one way or another. The Assassins don't act overtly. The time when they were a massive order with a huge fortress and armies is gone. They're now, like I said in an earlier episode, they're smaller cells as we would recognise it, but I think they would just say they're smaller orders, independent sort of members of the Brotherhood in different places around the world, where there's 4 or 5 assassins that function under a master to sort of keep the Templars in check wherever they are. In Assassin's Creed Rogue, you find out that Haytham Kenway has betrayed the Order, and together with another assassin named Shay Patrick Cormac, they dismantle the Colonial Brotherhood and leave Achilles alive because he's no threat. I think they're responsible for whatever is wrong with his leg. And in Assassin's Creed Liberation, the character that you play as, Aveline de Grandpré, is struggling with her, the orders of her mentor in the same way that Connor's struggling with the orders of his. They can't, the inaction part, the part that they believe is necessary, the staying in the shadows until the time is right, is not for them. They believe that you have to act and maintain the pressure. So it's very, very tough. Connor's desperation to save his own people has now extended to his desperation to see the colonists win their independence. And he believes that will drive the Templars out of the colonies. And to that end, he's willing to break all of the assassins' tenets, the same way Altaïr did once. As Al-Mualim lectured them, you're supposed to be a blade hidden in the crowd, waiting for the precise moment to strike. You're not a warrior fighting on a battlefield. And you don't just pick your targets willy-nilly. I think you can trade with him because he's a travelling merchant, but I'm just trying to get to the next bit. I mean, I could just fast travel, I just realised that. Although it is a little bit further away and I don't have, not unlocked a viewpoint near it, so that was a tad short-sighted of me. Oh well. Yeah, we'll just keep following the path. And for the final example, because I know you guys are probably hanging on waiting, remembering that I've mentioned Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. In Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right at the very beginning of the game, Edward Kenway obtains his assassin's gear from an assassin who is defecting from the Brotherhood to the Templar Order. So the Templars have kind of won the ideological war by the 18th century. They're now at the stage where they're converting assassins to their cause, because the assassins see so little progress, and they see that the freedom that they're supposed to be fighting for just leads to more chaos. Which is the assassin, the assassins believe that people should have the right to make their own mistakes, learn from them and improve. But there's so little sign of improvement. There's constant war, there's inequality in society, and they do really question what they're fighting for. And so I think that's what leads a lot of the assassins to convert to the Templar Order, because the Templars offer them something that's been worth the friends they've lost, the family they gave up on, the life that they had forsaken, instead of being left with a brotherhood that has nothing to offer but the chance, the hope that mankind will eventually improve. They choose the easy option to go with the Templar Order and impose control and order on society and mankind as a whole. So it's nothing worth having came easily. It does take hard work, and that's the path that the assassins are on. They believe that all the heartbreak and all the losses and all the difficulty and everything that they've been through will eventually be worth it. Why can't I get... there we go. See what I mean about the parkour in this? It's almost good, but at some points it just feels so clunky. There's nothing different about that segment of roof. It's just that for some reason the game had read the other bits that I was trying to climb up from as sort of obstructions. It's a bit crap. Where was I? Yeah, so the ideological war is being won by the Templars at the minute. So many recruits are turning to the easy path. Is this a general store? Ooh, quite fancy seeing what guns there are. I didn't realise there was a general store here. Let's have some...
What's your pleasure today?
I don't know. What do you have? Normal weapons. Normal sword. A French rapier. An officer's sword. I don't have any of these ones. Combo's not as good. Combo's not as good. There's not much point then. Blunt weapons. I like that. That's the thing that the Chingachgook, the last of the Mohicans, uses in the Daniel Day-Lewis film. To beat the baddie at the end, he uses a gunstock war club. I always wondered what it was. I don't know much about Native American culture, you see, because it's not something that we're taught in the UK. And that's the war club that I've got that I don't like it. I really don't. Eventually you can get an iron tomahawk in sequence 9, but you need to get it's a crafting recipe. War tomahawk looks like the best one, but it's a crafting recipe. I've got the dark, but I like the assassin tomahawk. It's just so cool. Wow, it takes a heavy hit. Its rate of fire goes up, but it's not as good. The Platinum Pitcairn pistols, that's what I've got equipped at the minute, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's why my pistols are pretty good. Well, I suppose... Got cartridges. Have I got rope darts? Yeah, poison darts, bombs. Right, okay, I've got everything I need then. Because I'm not... See what I mean about... I think I said in the first or second episode that upgrading your equipment wasn't a massive necessity. Because you don't get... any encouragement to do it. The Tomahawk's still the best weapon I can use. And nothing's really unlocked until much nearer the end of the game. So I don't really see the point in buying anything. I will re-equip the pistol though. Here we go. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying this game. I'm looking forward to going on to Liberation after this. Liberation probably won't take as long as this to complete. And then after that we'll go on to... probably go on to Black Flag, which I hear is being remastered. And I'm very surprised, not remastered, remade, sorry, from the ground up, and I'm very surprised about that, because it's one of Ubisoft's big success stories. It's honestly a great game, and you'll see that when we play it. It's a fantastic accident. I think the YouTuber True Review, guy that I've got a lot of time for, I really like him. We've exchanged a few comments on Twitter. I think he's a legend, and he put it best when he talks about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. He says it's a great pirate game, probably the best pirate game ever, but a really shitty Assassin's Creed game. And I don't think it's a shitty Assassin's Creed game, but to me it's like they made a pirate game and then tacked the Assassin stuff onto it as a sort of happenstance, because it's so different from the Assassin's Creed games that went before it. The story's just completely done by then, and so it's like the first time they needed to make an Assassin's Creed game post Desmond, they didn't really have much of an idea what to do, so you'll see that when we play it. But I will play Liberation since it's part of this remastered pack. I did play a little bit of it on the PlayStation Vita. It was one of the first games I got from my Vita. I never finished it. There were a couple of really annoying bugs that I didn't enjoy, so hopefully we'll get to experience that together shortly. Oh, is that Lafayette? It is as well! For those of you that don't know, the Marquis de Lafayette is a French officer, an idealistic young French officer who... It's a notification centre, isn't it? No. Damn it. Who was present in America during the Revolution. I think he was there during the French-Indian Wars, and he came to help the Continental Army as the French spent money to kick the British out of North America as well. I should have just went into recent, shouldn't I? Recent, there we go. Lafayette. Better known as Lafayette, and it's not surprising since his full name was Marie-Joseph Paul Yves Roche Gilbert du Motier Marquis de Lafayette. He was a French aristocrat and a soldier who joined the Revolutionary War and became one of George Washington's most loyal supporters. He came to the colonies in 1777, intent on joining the war effort, so intent in fact that he abandoned his post in the French army. When they found out his plans, the ship he intended to sail on was seized, and he dressed in women's clothing to stow away in another ship. He'd been promised a place in the army before he left France, but once he arrived, Congress became worried that he was just a glory seeker. To smooth things over, he offered to work for free, and the Congress awarded him a commission as a Major General. A hefty rank for someone who wasn't quite 20 years old, but he was both rich and a French noble. And at the time, Congress was hoping to secure more aid from the French government. He was placed as an aide-de-camp to George Washington, probably because that's a French word and it seemed to fit. Sorry, I'm trying not to read Sean's insults. The two became good friends. Political connections aside, he was an excellent addition to the army. He was a natural leader. His first real fight was at the Battle of Brandywine, where he was wounded. He organised and led an orderly retreat, which saved hundreds of lives. In 1779, he returned to France, where he negotiated for more troops to be sent to fight in the Revolution, exactly what Congress had hoped for. After he returned to the colonies, he was placed in charge of the French troops and was responsible for chasing General Cornwallis into Yorktown. After the war, he returned to France, where he was a leader during the initial part of the French Revolution. However, he advocated for the constitutional monarchy and had to flee when that wasn't enough to satisfy the general populace. He returned to the United States in 1825 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Revolution. In 2002, he was declared an honorary citizen of the United States, one of 7 people to ever receive the tribute. Fascinating. Let's go see what old Georgie boy has to say. This is the man. I'm standing next to George Washington. Brilliant, eh?
Commander.
Connor.
Any word on Lee?
Not yet. My apologies. I've been distracted. Supply caravans meant for the camp have gone missing. I suspect treachery. A traitor named Benjamin Church, recently released from prison, has vanished as well. The two events are surely related.
What was his crime?
He was caught sending letters to the Loyalists, detailing our troop strength. He claimed it was a scare tactic, that we might avoid war. A poor lie.
Yeah.
I will find Church for you.
Why? What reason have you to help?
Does it matter?
As you wish. We've received reports of trouble along the southern road. Might be he's responsible. I suggest you begin your search there.
You can't serve two masters, Connor. And you guys remember Benjamin Church, old Benny, our pal. He was the guy that we rescued in episode 3, I think it was, when we had to post his little picture up to Palisade so effective that I can't get the horse to go down it. Yeah, he was the guy that we had to post the picture of, cut his portrait out off the wall when we were playing as Hatham and show it to people and say, have you seen this man? He had a bit of a reputation for being a party man, despite the fact that he wanted to be a doctor. I think we rescued him just as he was about to have his thumbs cut off, and his tongue cut out, and his dick cut off as well. So, you know, maybe we should have just left him. Well, as Hatham, we couldn't leave him because he was one of the guys that they wanted. He was one of the guys that Hatham had on his list, so he couldn't just leave him to die. So, an old church. Benjamin Church and an old church. There's a pun in there somewhere, but I'm not quite sure.
Father. Connor, any last words? Wait. A poor choice. Come to check up on Church? Make sure he'd stolen enough for your British brothers?
Benjamin Church is no brother of mine.
No more than the Redcoats or their idiot king. Oh, I expected naivete, but this... The Templars do not fight for the crown. We seek the same as you, boy. Freedom, justice, independence.
But...
But what?
Johnson, Pitcairn, Hickey, they sought to steal land, to sack towns, to murder George Washington.
Johnson sought to own the land, that we might keep it safe. Pitcairn aimed to encourage diplomacy, which you cocked up thoroughly enough to start a goddamn war. And Hickey? George Washington is a wretched leader. He's lost nearly every battle in which he's taken part. The man's racked with uncertainty and insecurity. Only look at Valley Forge to know my words are true. We're all better off without him. Look, much as I'd love to spar with you, Benjamin Church's mouth is as big as his ego. You clearly want the supplies he's stolen. I want him punished. Our interests are aligned.
What do you propose?
A truce. Perhaps some time together might do us good. You are my son, after all, and might still be saved from your ignorance. I can kill you now, if you prefer. Excellent. Shall we be off?
Do you even know where Benjamin Church has gone?
I'm afraid not. I'd hoped to ambush him when he or one of his men returned here. It seems I'm too late. They've come and cleared the place out.
I may be able to track him.
I let that bit speak for itself. I knew that was about to happen. So yes, Connor did meet his father, and yes, they are on opposite sides, and that is going to be a quite interesting thing that happens throughout the series. Remember I said we go back in time to, in Black Flag, we go back to Haytham's dad. That's who we play as, a pirate called Edward Kenway. A privateer called Edward Kenway who just becomes a pirate. And he is Haytham's dad. But as you'll see from the games that we'll play and the lore that we find out, Haytham didn't share his dad's belief in the Assassin's ideology and was easily swayed to the Templars. So we've got father against son right through the Kenway family line.
There were rations inside the crates, medical supplies and clothing as well.
Now, it is possible to start a fight and get Haytham killed or injured. We're trying to stay away from this patrol. Haytham can't follow us through the trees though. I don't think anyway. Where is he? He's stuck back there. He'll join us in a minute. So, clues. On the road there. Nice, Haytham. Well done, Haytham. Made a pig's ear of that, Dad. There's the clue that I was looking for there.
Snow has obscured the tracks, but enough remains that we can still follow.
Here we go.
Just my luck. Going to freeze to death if I don't get this fixed.
Are you Ben Church's man?
Well played.
You get 24 seconds to catch him. Okay. There we go.
It was not wise to run.
What do you want?
Where is Benjamin Church?
I don't know. We was riding for a camp just north of here. It's where we'd normally unload the cargo. Maybe you'll find him there.
Wow.
Enough of that.
You did not have to kill him.
Let's not waste time with all this pointless banter. Go catch up with the rest of Church's men. Infiltrate that camp of theirs and see what you can discover.
And what about you?
Never you mind. Just do as I ask.
Father and son. There's something funny about the way that Haytham and Connor interact. Remember, Haytham technically abandoned Connor because Ezio didn't want to be any part of Haytham's quest. All she saw in his eyes was his need to bring that control and order that the Templars wanted. And she didn't want Connor being exposed to that either. That was worth the detour, by the way.
Shivering and starving out there. It's a hard way to go.
If I stay in the trees...
They should have done that a long time ago. All this fight serves no purpose. The Crown should win in the end. To waste all those lives chasing a fool notion breaks my heart.
So this is a test of how well you've learned to move with your environment, because if you're not good at this, you're going to get caught. You can hide in the hay cart, but the optional objective is to not do that. And there you go. Where am I? Hiding in the hay cart that I wasn't hiding in. Okay.
I'll go bring the wagon and meet up with you later.
Are we on... the pistols? Yes, we are.
Oi, where's the foreman? Thank you kindly.
You won't be thanking me when you hear what he's got planned.
Got to move through the bushes. Gonna chance a run for this one here.
About time you showed up. Listen here. Boss wants us to try something new tonight. A raid. No more convoys. We're to steal from the Yank camp itself.
Valley Forge.
That's right.
You sure about this?
It's not my business to be sure or not sure. I just do as Church asked. If you're so concerned, take it up with him.
Is he here?
Course not. Hiding in New York, the last I heard. Trying to keep a low profile. What, on account of him not wanting to go back to jail and all?
All right, I'm in.
Yes.
Look what we found.
He was creeping around the camp all suspicious like.
Must be a Yank spy.
Nah, he's something else. Something special. Isn't that right, Hatham? Church told me all about you.
Then you should know better than this.
You're not really in a position to be making threats, are ya?
Not yet.
Once you've dealt with these louts, meet me in New York.
What? You mean to just leave? Now?
If you can't handle a couple of mercenaries, then we've really no business working together.
Unbelievable.
All right, Dad. Next. Oh, yes, indeed. I enjoyed that, and that's a good place to finish as well, because the warnings just come up on the screen telling me that I need to call this episode short. That was nice. That was a nice little finish to the episode there. I wish I could time them all as well as that. So thank you guys for joining me. It's been a joy. This has been a great episode. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed talking about the other games with you guys as well, and I'm looking forward to playing them for you. If you are new here, please do feel free to subscribe to the channel. There is much more Assassin's Creed content to come on the channel, as well as other games. If you are so inclined, feel free to leave a like and a comment. I do respond to the comments. Stick around for a second, you will see links to more content on my screen. You'll see playlists and video links so that you can catch up with anything you've missed. And I will say goodbye for now. Take care of yourselves, whatever you're up to, be safe, be well, and I shall see you for another Assassin's Creed 3 episode very soon. Thank you, and bye for now.